Welcome to the Morning Download Podcast, where we bring you all the essential information on personal finance, economics, and markets in just 8 minutes a day. Join us as we dive into the world of finance, providing you with the knowledge and insights necessary to make better money decisions.
Hey there, investors. Ready for another exciting week? Before we dive into today's topics, let's kick things off with a cool fact. Did you know that the Dutch East India Company, founded way back in 1602, holds the honor of being the world's first publicly traded company? Yup, it's true. Back in the day, they issued shares to investors, giving them the chance to share in the company's ups and downs and laying the foundation for today's thriving stock market. All right, let's get down to business. Today we have a few interesting stories to cover. First up, if you're on the hunt for a rental apartment, we've got some good news for you. It seems that rental prices are becoming more affordable lately, which is a welcome change for many. So, if you've been eyeing that perfect place, now might just be the right time to strike a deal. Next, let's talk about the legendary Warren Buffett. Wondering where he's putting his money these days? Well, we've got the inside scoop for you. We'll be taking a look at some of Buffett's recent investments and seeing what strategies he's employing to navigate the ever-changing market. And finally, for all you prospective real estate investors out there, we're going to share some tips on how you can snag the best investment property. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just dipping your toes into the market, we've got some valuable advice to help you make sound decisions. So grab your morning coffee and get ready to dive into today's financial news. We've got some fascinating topics on the agenda, and we can't wait to share them with you. Let's get started. Let's talk about the economy and some interesting news in the housing market. It looks like apartment rental rates have been on the decline lately, and this trend is expected to continue. That's good news for renters, right? Currently, the average rent for an apartment in the country is around $1,702 for a unit measuring about 897 square feet. For those of us who rely on rented apartments, lower rental prices can be a big relief, especially for those affected by higher inflation and food costs. In fact, the numbers show that rents in August were only 0.28% higher compared to the same period last year. To put it into perspective, rents were growing at a whopping 11% rate last year. So this slowdown in rental price growth can really make a difference. Now, how can you benefit from this situation? Well, you might want to talk to your landlord about reducing your rent, even if your contract doesn't mention it. You can try explaining to them that finding someone else willing to pay the same rate might not be easy. However, if your landlord is unwilling to negotiate, it might be worth considering a move to a more affordable home. Just remember to calculate the costs involved in moving, especially if you're going to a faraway location. Speaking of affordable states, Oklahoma seems to take the crown with an average monthly rent of $979. Arkansas and North Dakota also offer relatively low rental prices at around $1,017 and $1,035 per month, respectively. As for why this decrease in rental rates is happening, the reason is quite simple. There are more homes available for rent than ever before. In fact, this year alone, over 460,000 new housing units have been completed, which is the highest number in 50 years. This increase in supply is driving prices down, and it's expected to continue until 2025. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about some global news. India has been attracting more foreign direct investment, FDI, making it an alternative growth spot to China. Hong Kong stock trading is experiencing some slowdown, and European stocks are expected to have another tough period. So, that's the latest update on the economy and housing news. It's definitely an interesting time, with rental rates going down and some global shifts happening. Stay informed and keep an eye on how these developments could affect you. So, here's some interesting news for you if you're a fan of value investing. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has made some investments in the housing market. They've chosen to invest in 3 home builders, NVR, DHI, and Len. It's an interesting move, especially when you consider the current state of the housing industry. You see, housing sales have been on the decline lately, mainly because of the high interest rates. As a result, more and more people are opting to rent rather than buy. It's a challenging time for the market, but Berkshire Hathaway seems to have confidence in the future of housing. Now let's take a look at some predictions. Morningstar, a well-known investment research company, anticipates a 17% decline in total housing starts in 2023, Specifically, they foresee a drop of 18% in single-family starts and a 14.5% decrease in multifamily starts. It's not the rosiest outlook, but there's some hope on the horizon. Interestingly, Buffett seems to have some reservations about the stock market. According to the latest filing, he's sold off $8 billion in shares and only invested $5 billion in the market. It suggests that he's not overly enthusiastic about the current market valuations. However, his decision to invest in housing indicates his faith in the real estate sector. Overall, it's a fascinating move by Berkshire Hathaway. While housing sales may be going through a rough patch, it seems Warren Buffett sees potential in the future of the housing market. Only time will tell if his investments pay off. Hey there, crypto enthusiasts. Let's dive into the crypto world to catch up on what went down over the weekend. Brace yourselves for some exciting updates. First up, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is still going head-to-head with Ripple. The fight continues, and it's definitely a saga worth keeping an eye on. But hey, let's switch gears for a moment. Portugal seems to be a hotspot for all you crypto lovers out there. While the United States may be making it challenging for crypto businesses to survive, Portugal is embracing the digital currency phenomenon with open arms. So, if you're looking for a crypto-friendly atmosphere, Portugal might just be your new destination. Moving on, the G20, a group of influential countries, has put forward a proposal for an international crypto framework. However, don't get too excited just yet, because it's not coming into play immediately. But hey, it's a step in the right direction toward gaining a better understanding and regulation of cryptocurrencies on a global scale. And now for some shocking news. Brace yourselves. Farouk Fatih Ozer, the founder of the now defunct crypto exchange, Thodex, has been sentenced to a jaw-dropping 11,196 years in prison. Yep, you heard that right. It's safe to say he won't be enjoying any crypto gains from behind bars. That wraps it up for our weekend crypto roundup. Stay tuned for more exciting updates in the wild world of cryptocurrencies. When it comes to buying a home for investment purposes, there are a few factors you should consider. First and foremost, the location is key. Look for a neighborhood that is in demand, as this will not only ensure a steady stream of potential renters, but also help avoid long vacancy periods. Additionally, be aware of any restrictions or red tape imposed by the town when it comes to rental conversions. Taxes are inevitable, but with some research, you can be smart about it. Look into expected tax increases and try to avoid regions that put excessive tax pressure on property owners. Facilities in the neighborhood are worth considering too. Properties closer to schools, hospitals, parks, and other amenities tend to attract more interest. Keep an eye out for any upcoming developments as well, such as new malls or government spending on infrastructure like a metro system. These changes can boost property values in the future. Safety is a top priority when it comes to purchasing a home. Research factors like the homicide rate, theft rate, and the overall trend of such activities in the area. Additionally, consider the region's susceptibility to natural disasters, such as storms or fires, and be cautious about investing in neighborhoods prone to these risks. Considering the job market is important too. Towns with well-paying jobs and good job prospects are more attractive to potential renters. On the other hand, places with a poor job market may not be a wise investment choice, as they might struggle to draw in tenants. Next, think about the type of property that suits your investment goals. Do you prefer a residential property or a commercial one? There are various options to choose from, such as condos, villas, or office spaces. Lastly, be aware of any eligibility criteria for discounts, such as if you are buying a home for yourself or if you are a first-time home buyer. These discounts can provide some financial advantages when making your investment. Oh, I love today's personal finance quote. It's a great analogy by Warren Buffett. He said, "Calling someone who trades actively in the market an investor is like calling someone who repeatedly engages in one-night stands a romantic." I think what he's trying to say here is that there's a difference between someone who is truly invested in the market for the long term and someone who is just jumping in and out for quick short-term gains. It's like comparing a committed, stable relationship to a series of casual flings. Investing is all about being patient and focused on the bigger picture. It's about strategically choosing companies or assets that have long-term growth potential, rather than constantly reacting to short-term market fluctuations. Just like a romantic relationship requires time, effort, and commitment to flourish, Successful investing requires research, analysis, and a well-thought-out plan. So, the next time someone calls themselves an investor, it's worth contemplating if they're truly in it for the long haul or just looking for quick thrills. Warren Buffett's quote serves as a reminder to approach investing with a more serious and thoughtful mindset, just like we would approach a romantic relationship.
In this episode, we covered the Dutch East India Company, apartment affordability, Warren Buffett's investments in housing stocks, the SEC's fight against Ripple, and valuable tips for buying an investment property. Thank you for joining us on the Morning Download, your go-to podcast for personal finance, economics, and market insights in just 8 minutes a day, empowering you to make smarter money choices. Remember to subscribe and stay tuned for our next episode.